My son turned 3 yesterday on 7/11. So he is our Slurpee baby, but he is also a miracle child. And I say that, but I say it very lightheartedly because all of our children are miracle babies. And truly they are. And he is a little bit more special in that he was a rainbow baby. He is a rainbow baby. And if you've never heard that term, after a storm or a miscarriage and you go through a hard time and then you have a baby after that, they're normally called your rainbow child. And it seems to be more of a trending thing now that women are talking about, because I know in the beginning, whenever we were trying for our child after my second child, so I had two girls, and then we went to go have a third baby, and the first time trying and getting pregnant, we lost that baby at 12 weeks. So we had done blood work to find out that it was a girl. And at the 12-week mark, we didn't understand what was going on. Why weren't they seeing a heartbeat? They told me to come back. And so all the things, come to find out, the baby just died. And so we went through that, and then a year later, we got pregnant again. We had another miscarriage at 9 weeks. And a year later, got pregnant again. For sure, third time's a charm. Sure enough, had another miscarriage at 12 weeks. And it was extremely hard. It was so painful. Not to mention, during that time, we were going through the hardest storm in our life, in our marriage. Some personal things had happened. We had to move out of our house, in with my parents. We had no clue what we were going to do. And in this storm that we were going through, that's whenever I lost our third baby at 12 weeks. And it was a very, very dark time. I will say that. And I remember I was done. I was done trying. I wasn't going to give it any more chances. I had literally just threw my hands up and I said, Lord, your will be done. If you want us to have this baby, it's up to you. I'm done trying. I leave it to you. And that was it. I kind of washed my hands with it. And it was not 6 weeks later. And I remember I felt like I should go take a test. And sure enough, I was pregnant. And so it was really hard in that moment. I had to make a choice. Am I going to go through this pregnancy full of doubt and fear? Or am I going to believe that this is going to happen? And those thoughts that we have are so powerful. And those thoughts that we have, whether they be good or bad or negative or positive, or dark and gloomy or bright and sunny, they truly have an impact on your being, on your whole self. And so I was so thankful at that fourth pregnancy that I had received a book called Supernatural Childbirth, and it truly changed my faith, and it made it so much stronger. And so if you or anybody you know are going through a loss of a child or having a hard time getting pregnant, I'm really going to encourage you to stop right now and go look on Amazon and find the book Supernatural Childbirth. If you are not a believer, I don't know that it would do much good for you. But if you are already a believer of God, then I think this would take your faith to a whole nother level. And it's not going to just impact you right now as you're trying to get pregnant or your friend's trying to get pregnant, but it's going to impact her whole life. And so at this moment, I had to choose faith over fear. And if there's one thing that I learned through that whole storm, was just that where there is faith, there cannot be fear. And where there is fear, there cannot be faith. The two cannot coexist. And so whether you're dealing with a pregnancy or whether you're dealing with situations in life and you feel a sense of fear or anxiety, but you're like, oh, but I'm praying. Oh, but I really hope for the best. Just know that anxiety, it is a true thing. Fear is a true thing. It's also in your mind. Everything is mental. Everything is mental. So you may call it feelings of anxiety. It could be feelings of excitement if you've never done anything like that before, or anything you're about to do, or you've never experienced that, right? You're kind of stepping one foot in front of the other, going on faith at this point. And so you have to choose to believe. You have to choose to have faith. You have to choose to think that everything's going to be okay. If you don't have those thoughts, my fourth pregnancy, it could have been a really awful time of fear and anxiety, but I chose not to think like that. I chose to give it to God. I chose that it was going to be amazing, faith-filled, and anytime Satan came into my mind and tried to beat me up or give me these negative thoughts or tell me it wasn't going to be okay and that my child wasn't going to be fine, I stood on that firm foundation that God had told me that all things work out for good for those who love Him. And so I want to encourage you, as you're going through whatever you're going through right now, or that may come up in your life, the storm that you might go through, because let's face it, life is not always butterflies and sunshine and flowers. It's not. Life is a roller coaster. So you'll have those times where you're going to be up and feel amazing, and you're going to have those times that you're going to feel really down and out, and you're going to need somebody to lift you up. And if you don't have it, you're going to have to lean on your faith, and you're going to have to trust that everything is going to be okay. All things work for good for those who love God. Try to always think about what I just told you. Faith over fear. Where there is fear, there cannot be faith. And just stand firm that this is only a chapter and you're going to get through it. And the storm shall pass. The storm shall pass. And you will have a rainbow. So be blessed. If this word encouraged you, please just leave a comment and let me know. And be sure to subscribe to watch all of my upcoming videos. Thanks so much.